So, here we are at the Great Devoid, on our way to toss in Balor's head, and we appear to have met with an obstacle. Soulblighter, another of the bad guys who doesn't appear to have been that inconvenienced by us killing Balor. And it looks like he's determined to stand in between us and our goal. The problem with that is that Soulblighter here is the fastest unit in the game. He's got a trial class melee attack, and with the amount of firepower that we have right now, he's basically indestructible. So, quite a puzzle. Actually though, there are at least two ways to beat this mission, so let's have a look at one of them right now. Bring the rest of our units up. So this first way that we're going to have a look at requires that you have at least one route left with your journeyman. And you need a healthy Zerk as well. So I think... Who's healthier here? Is it Garrett or Yuke? Hard to tell, but I think Yuke might be a little bit greener, so we'll go with him. Still don't know if he's quite green enough to pull this off without a casualty, but yes, I guess we'll find out. Soulblighter looks a little antsy. And here he comes.
Give me his head, and I will let you live.
And there he goes. So, yeah. If you, don't charge those guys. If you heal Soulblighter, he will change into his Murder of Crows form and run away. It's a little odd. I don't think we've really had any indication in the game so far that Soulblighter would be the kind of unit, the kind of thrall or white sort of undead that is damaged by healing, so... And I don't know how we were supposed to figure that out, unless you just had the crazy idea to try healing him. So I kind of look at this as an Easter egg. Not really the... I don't know, not really the real way to beat the mission. It's certainly not the way that I beat it back in 1997, and it's not going to be the way that we beat it now. So let's rewind and try something else. Well, if we're not going to magically dissolve him, how are we going to deal with this mission? The answer is in Soulblighter's behavior. So we know that he's pretty aggressive about protecting the area around the Devoid. As you probably figured out in that previous little bit of video, there's this perimeter out here, and if you break that, then he'll attack. So that's the basics of the Soulblighter AI. Now, as for the details, there are some parts that I'm fuzzy on. For one thing, you'll notice that as we move our units around, he'll shift his position on the edge of the Devoid there. And I don't really notice any simple algorithm that describes how he chooses where to put himself. Sometimes he makes some pretty weird choices. The other thing that I'm not completely clear on is how he decides who to attack. If you have somebody break the perimeter, sometimes he'll attack the unit that crossed the perimeter, and sometimes he'll attack the unit that's closest to him. It also seems like he might have a bit of a preference for attacking dwarves, especially the dwarf carrying Balor's head, although that could just be my imagination. So, I don't completely know what makes Soulblighter tick, but I think we do understand him well enough that we can pull his strings a little bit and give our head carrier a clear shot at the Devoid. But before we start trying to be clever about that, I want to clear these whites off the field. They really do get in the way. So I'm just going to send my archers around on a sweep here. We've got another access point to the river, which could be a source for a stream of whites. Let's set up to guard this. And I'll just put these guys into guard mode and leave them to it. I think this is a pretty good spot. Let's see how this white... Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Alright, let's go back and take a look at the rest of our units. So, here's Soulblighter. With that current position, I think we're going to take our head carrier here, Robotic Folksinger, send him on a little tour around the Devoid, trying to stay out of that perimeter. And we'll take one of our other dwarves over here.
Okay.
So we'll go past the archers. Oh, and Soulblighter has come over here to stare at the archers.
Yes.
And now he's back over there. Okay. Soulblighter moves in mysterious ways. So I want to get Robotic Folksinger a pretty clear path to the brink of the Devoid here, which means not too close to those Solus. We've got a fetch patrol circling the Devoid as well, so I want to stay far away from them. Let's go ahead and wait for them to pass Robotic Folksinger's current position here. And then once that is done, we're going to show the Berserks that they're not the only units that can do suicide missions. Turbo Flaming Chicken is going to come in here and break the perimeter and get Soulblighter's attention.
What now?
Which is a fairly dangerous thing to do.
Move here, move there.
And there goes Soulblighter. So we need Robotic Folksinger to charge for the Devoid.
Okay.
Casualty.
Boy, that's mean. Now it's just a foot race. But I think we're looking good. We're much slower than Soulblighter, but much closer to the Devoid. Oops. A little too close to those Solus.
Filthy dwarves.
Alright, chucking it in.
Bare hands. You know how hard it is to strangle the undead.
Incoming!